There are a lot of conservatives that, rightly or wrongly, consider themselves really business-minded and they're into numbers above all else, or at least they say that they are. So I figured it'd be a good idea to talk about the numbers in respect to marijuana and the marijuana industry. So we can see here just how big of an economic boom further legalization of marijuana can provide to the economy at large. So I want to throw out a couple things here, and you can determine for yourself if from a fiscal perspective, legalizing marijuana will make sense. So when it comes to the amount that the national legal marijuana market is worth, you ready for this? $1.53 billion. So we're already over $1 billion, and we're talking about the national legal marijuana market. Now, if you're like, wait, there is none. Exactly, that's the fucking point. You have what? You have legal marijuana in Colorado and just starting up in Washington, and we're already over $1 billion? Okay, that shows you how massive an economic boom would it be if this product was legal all over the place. Yeah, think about it. Okay, now let's move on. The estimated amount that the national legal marijuana market will be worth in 5 years, $10.2 billion. The amount of tax revenue collected in Colorado on legal marijuana sales in just the first 2 months of 2014, $6.17 million. How about the total tax revenue that Colorado could reap in the fiscal year that begins in July? $98 million. How about the amount of marijuana tax revenue Colorado is devoting to public school construction? So they're taking the tax dollars from people who buy weed and they're putting it towards school construction. How much? $40 million. Gee, that could buy a lot of textbooks. That can update a lot of different playgrounds. They could do a whole bunch of stuff. All right, next, the estimated number of marijuana industry jobs that currently exist in Colorado. Between 7,500 and 10,000 jobs. That's 10,000 more jobs in just one state. Imagine if we did that all around the U.S. How about the amount in taxes and fees that legal marijuana is projected to raise for the state of Washington over 4 years, starting in mid-2015? That would be $190 million. How about the estimated annual sales tax revenue generated by medical marijuana dispensaries in California? So just medical marijuana in California. $105 million. Imagine what that number would be if they legalized marijuana throughout all of California. How about the estimated size of the medical marijuana market in Arizona, conservative Arizona, in 2014? $142.19 million. Jesus, that's more than California. Think about that. How about the amount of estimated tax revenue Maine would earn every year if it legalized and regulated marijuana? Now, the reason why they singled out the state of Maine in the article is that Maine is considering doing that, legalizing marijuana. It would be $36 million. How about the amount of estimated tax revenue Rhode Island would earn every year, another state that's considering it, if it legalized and regulated marijuana? Between $21.5 to $82 million. Or the amount of estimated tax revenue Maryland would earn, this is another state considering it, if they legalized, $134.6 million. Or how about, finally, this will be the last number and the biggest number, mind you. What is the estimated total amount that marijuana prohibition costs state and federal governments every year, according to a 2010 study by Harvard University economist Jeffrey Myron? The total amount that marijuana prohibition costs the different governments in America. $17.4 billion. Billion with a B. $17.4 billion we waste every single year because we're using law enforcement to go after nonviolent criminals who are taking a substance as they're not hurting anybody else. We're throwing all these people in jail and throwing tax dollars at these private prisons that keep people locked up for these bullshit reasons. The court system is backloaded with stupid cases involving cocaine and weed. I mean, what a massive joke this is. Never mind the literal war that we're funding on the border where over 60,000 people have died because we armed people and sent them to the border to fight fucking cartels in an all-out war. This is the cost of the war on drugs. This is how much $17.4 billion wasted. We spent over $1 trillion since the war on drugs has started. And what do we have to show for it? The number of people that are using drugs now increased since we started the war on drugs. You do realize the stated goal was, these are people who said, okay, here's what we want to do, guys. We want to eliminate drug use by the year, I think it was 2000 or 2005 or something. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's cute. It increased. More people are using drugs now than were then. So you throw $17.4 billion down the fucking toilet, okay? You flush it down the toilet, and we have nothing to show for it. People are using drugs more now. More people are dying now. There's more violent crime now. Gee, you think prohibition has been a massive failure? Yeah, I think that's what the evidence says.